Pico-8 is a glorious fantasy pseudo-retro gaming console that is all about core gameplay mechanics, artificial limitations, and chunky pixels. These are top 5 Pico-8 games I've played so far. Every one of them is a good point to start your Pico-8 journey through the jungles of hundreds of various indie game titles. I'm LastofAvari, let's go! Of course, we gotta start with Poom, a glorious Doom remake by Frederick Suchu that breaks the tight limits of a Pico-8 card. Here you have plenty of levels, recognizable music, and solid action in 2.5D first-person perspective. The game's engine performance is absolutely solid, there's no stutter as you slide through bright rooms and dimly lit corners, spotting detailed texture geometry of the environment. Familiar enemies and monsters make you feel home at the Mars base of Union Aerospace Corporation, where careless experiments opened a portal to hell, dooming every living being on Mars and beyond. All the crew of this base is already dead, so you are the only one to take a shotgun in your hands and try to fight the way through a horde of zombies, imps, and who knows what else. Perhaps you reach the Earth in time to warn the humanity of this terrible threat. R-Type is a classic side-scrolling space shooter game, and thanks to Andrea Baldiraghi, also known as The Robos, we have this spectacular remake. A 32KB card features 4 stages with 4 huge bosses, 30 enemies with unique weapons and attack patterns, 3 types of the Force Sidekick power-ups, plus 5 awesome music tracks by Yuri Kiki. Everything is nicely packed into a smooth 60fps non-stop arcade action. A powerful alien race Bido is on their deadly march to wipe out the entire humankind. The mankind had put all the latest technological advancements into the ultimate starship, R9 Arrowhead, and you are the pilot who is trusted to lead it into the heart of the alien horde, to deal with the invaders once and for all. Lives of billions, men, women and children back on Earth all depend on you, so don't fail. This is your only chance to save the universe as we know it. Mods Grand Prix is an original pseudo-3D Formula 1 racing game made by Tom Mulgrew. It's inspired by classic racing titles of the 80s and 90s, and it takes you on a drive through 6 unforgettable tracks from Brands Hatch to Silverstone and Suzuka. You can pick your favorite course for a ride or join the championship, gradually progressing through each stage to get to the top of the points table at the end of the season. 4 difficulty modes and drive assist options make sure everyone can have a fun experience. Mouse, keyboard and gamepad controls are all here to suit players' preferences. Don't forget to slow down around the corners and sink the gas pedal into the floor getting through the traffic. Your car is indestructible and there is no damage model. Let your arcade passion thrive. Prison Nights. It's a turn-based role-playing game by Tiny Evil Wizard that can be played in single-player or 2-player cooperative mode. 30 enemy encounters, branching paths, and customizable character builds will let you craft a unique adventure filled with magic of 14 music tracks by O Curtains. The tale starts as 2 knights are lost in the mountains. The night is dark, and this freezing snowy peak is already starting to test their endurance and strength. Thankfully, there are a few merchant camps to take a rest and restock the supplies. Our knights will need all the help they can get on a perilous way ahead where evil is waking from its sleep. Monsters and mages appear from every dark corner, and if that's not enough to stop the knights, there's always a hard mode. here's my personal favorite. If you know that I'm a ZX Spectrum fan and user for many years, then it's no surprise to see Shadows of Dunwich taking the main spotlight of this list. Shadows of Dunwich is a turn-based tactical strategy game by Paranoid Cactus, inspired by 1994's classic title XCOM. XCOM was made by the same developer who earlier did another epic game of the same genre that came out on various 8-bit and 16-bit platforms. I'm talking about Laser Squad. Both Shadows of Dunwich and XCOM tell the story of an alien invasion that has to be stopped by the elite squad of the Earth's finest soldiers and scientists, but I would say our Pico-8 game, being stripped of the base building and UFO interception stages, lies way closer to Laser Squad. Each level starts with us equipping and deploying our small task force unit, and all its three heroes have their special skills. The red is master of grenades, throw them to damage multiple targets, but be careful, so they don't bounce right back. The blue has an electric shock rifle, stunning enemies until the next turn. This rifle is extra accurate, so make every shot count. The last but not the least is the squad's medic, White, who's always here to heal the wounds of his brothers in arms. After defeating the entire enemy force, our soldiers get their next ranks, and when their combined level will reach 16, we'll be facing the final challenge. You can play the game with standard keyboard or gamepad controls, but I highly recommend using mouse, because that will massively improve your experience. The games I just covered were released across a few past years. This is my subjective opinion, but I really feel like all of them would be a great choice. It was extremely hard to pick just 5 games to represent the entire Pico-8 platform, with thousands of titles of all genres imaginable. So I'm thinking about making top 5 videos on different genres, and potentially an ideal video with the year's top 5 releases. Let me know what you think. Links to all games are in this video's description. Feel free to check them out and play on your own. Have a great 2024 full of amazing Pico-8 games, old and new. It was LastofAvari, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you later.